Changing a tire on the side of a trail absolutely sucks. There's just no way around it. And I've actually done, I think, seven inner tube changes and two patches in the last 7 years. I will never patch a tube again on the trail. They just fail. You take the tire off, you take all the time, they end up failing. If you've had a different experience, it's fantastic. But between them being muddy, being dirty, being worn out, being super cold, the rubber breaking through, as far as I'm concerned, forget them. Okay, so I want to talk some of the things about the upgrades that I've done to my kit that I think maybe you should consider as well, simply because I've learned the hard way. And the first one, and one of the biggest concerns we people have, is if I take a tube with me and I pinch it, how am I going to repair it? And that's going to be upgrading your actual irons. So the irons that come with most kits are really narrow and thin. They have a sharp pointy edge on the edge, on the end of it. I think they're absolutely crap in my personal opinion. I have a Tusk version. You can do a Motion Pro as well, but I have the Tusk version that actually have the flat, wide spoon, nice and soft around. And since I switched over to these, I have both small ones that I carry with me in the shop. I use the big ones like this here. You can kind of tell the difference in the size. And then I also have in the shop, I've got, your big long ones. But trail side wise, I've actually done really well with these, and I've yet to pinch a tube. If I'm on a super long trip and I've got some big bikes going, or I've got a tire that's really difficult, I will bring some bead breakers with me. I like the shorties that are available. I don't generally carry those with me unless I'm going to be on a multi-day trip and I know I'm going to be tired or have to help someone out that has a big bike that has a bead that's hard to break. So first upgrade was get some better tire irons. Second upgrade is, and this is controversial, and I'm okay with that, get rid of the soap, all right? Move to some Vaseline. Get yourself a little tube. Get some Vaseline. It's got a big wide opening. You can shove it down in through there. When you need it, you just open it up, pinch some out, rub that onto the area that you need to have. It is better than any other tire lube I've used, or any other combination of Windex or soap or anything. And what I do like about that is that I've yet ever had a bead come back off because of it. It like absorbs. I mean, it's petroleum. It's going into rubber. It just absorbs in the tire and it disappears. I don't know how, I don't know where, but it does. All right. So upgrade number 2, get rid of the soap, go to the petroleum. Upgrade number 3 is, if you're going to carry the CO2 cartridges, get rid of the ones that come in your tire repairs. Those are for bicycles. This is a motorcycle. You need the 25-gram ones. I actually got mine on Amazon. They come in a big 5-6 pack, something like that. They're super inexpensive. And I will recommend that you get the foam out of that other one, because when these discharge, they are cold and it'll actually freeze your hands. So either bring some foam or wear a glove when you use these. I recommend you bring at least 2. I tend to bring 3 because I'm paranoid. And the reason being is sometimes this can accidentally not be tight all the way. And when you screw it on, you will discharge one and you'll now be without it there. And then within that, I've had more than one tube go flat on a ride. So I bring 3 most of the time. It doesn't take up that much room, but it gives you security. And one of these will actually seat a tire on the bead. It's got enough pressure in through there. If it doesn't do it all the way, you're going to need a second one. I actually had an older rider recommend that. He used to use the other ones, and he showed you could use 4, 5, 6 of the small ones. There's not enough force of air or enough air to seat most tires, but the big 25-gram CO2 cartridges will. All right, that's my third upgrade. It's bigger cartridges. My fourth upgrade is shift away from the big what are these called? Bead buddies. All right. Not everyone uses them. I find them extremely helpful if you only have 2 irons. Okay. So if you're going to bring 3 irons or 4 irons, the system is important because you can use the iron as a bead buddy. I moved over to the Motion Pro one, and it is super small. It is a lot lighter. It's easy. It still gets in there and does the job that you need to do. All you really need is, I mean, honestly, a stick could do it, but you don't want to get something down in the tube. So this has been a fantastic little tool that I now use quite a bit as well. Make sure that you do have, when you got in there, yourself a little core, because sometimes those cores get lost as you're loosening that up to get that out. And then while they will recommend, a lot of those kits will come with a silver T-shaped valve remover. I do like the Motion Pro valve remover. It's a lot easier. It can get in between any tube, any tire, any spokes. I don't have a problem. I recommend, and this is going to be, so that's upgrade 4. Upgrade 5 is a dual set. I'm going to recommend the Motion Pro one because it can get in between any spokes. I've had troubles with that. But then I'm also going to recommend that you upgrade your caps, your valve stem caps, to an actual one that will pull that out of there in case you happen to lose this amongst the leaves or rocks or something happens. I understand that they come with plastic ones. I have stripped that out. I've also had when it's so clogged full of dirt and other debris inside there, that valve stem, that it's impossible to get that open, and I can't get enough tightening to get that seal on there. These metal or aluminum ones, yeah, you're gonna spend a few bucks, but my gosh, put those in your tire, and if you lose that, you still have one or two of these. I put one on each bike, so I've got a spare. So upgrade's gonna be upgrade your tires. They're not that expensive. Get yourself some Vaseline, super easy. Go to the 25-gram cartridges. Go to a smaller bead buddy if you don't have a third iron, and then go ahead and get yourself a high-quality stem remover, and as well as a cap to be able to do stem remover. That's my recommendation. I have changed pretty much every tire on my bike up to about a year ago with this setup right here. I've done the D606, which are a pain in the butt. I've done the Tusk Adventure Waypoints, which are even worse with those. I now actually recommend that any tire that you're going to ride out on a multi-day trip or someplace where you're going to be far away from home and you need to be able to service your own tire, put it in a tube, make sure it's a tire that you can actually change. I've had people put on tires that go, yeah, well, I get 30,000 miles on them. Fantastic. And I can't ever get your tube off. So I may only get 3,000 miles, but I'm not going to crash because I've got a crappy tire and I can actually get that off there. So hope those are some good recommendations for you. So here's a breakdown of everything that I carry in my kit, the cost, where I got it from. Hope this helps out. Thanks for watching. Get out there, explore some more, and ride on.